What's up? Welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about, is expensive educational classes really worth it? And I'm going to be asking you 4 questions you should ask yourself before investing. So stay tuned. I think that this video is something that people don't talk about, and so I wanted to share my thoughts on expensive hair education, on classes, conferences, retreats, courses, whatever the case might be. I wanted to talk about how much you should be spending and if spending extra money on those expensive classes is actually really worth it. So I'm going to walk you through in today's video the questions that you should ask yourself before purchasing a ticket or before buying another class. So let's be real, maybe you've been scrolling on Instagram, or you're reading your emails, or you open up a magazine and you see a class or a conference or a retreat or maybe a course, and you're like, I really want to go to this thing or purchase this class. And then you look at the price and you realize, dang, that's really expensive. And you start to wonder, like, is it really going to be worth it? Is it worth it to invest in that much? And so I wanted to break this down for you and really give you some easy questions that you can ask yourself before you invest in purchasing another ticket to one of those classes or investing in a certain type of program. So before we get started, if this is our first time hanging out, my name is Jamie Dana and I help hairstylists all over the world have successful businesses. And I pop on here every single week sharing with you guys tips and tricks behind the chair, business advice, and lots of things related to growing your business with Instagram. And so if that's something that you're interested in, make sure to hit the subscribe button right now, because every single week I come to you with a brand new video that is designed to help you grow your business as a hairstylist. So we're going to dive into the 4 questions that you should be asking yourself before you invest in another ticket or another class or course or program or conference or retreat or whatever the case might be. And I want you guys to know that at the end of this video, I'm actually going to be sharing how much I have spent on education this year. Now, I'm filming this video in early March 2020, and I'll let you know that I've spent quite a bit of money on education, and so I'm going to be sharing with you guys that exact number at the end. So let's dive in. Now, how do you know if education is actually going to be worth it, and if you should invest not only your money, but your time into it as well? So there's gonna be 4 questions that I'm gonna ask you, and let's start with the first one. So the first question you should ask yourself is, does the educator, or company in some cases, share valuable content throughout the year? So what kind of content are they sharing on their Instagram, on their Facebook, on their website? What kind of content are they putting out there? Is it actually valuable content? So this could come in the form of maybe a freebie, a guide, an opt-in, maybe some sort of PDF or free classes that they teach throughout the year. Or this could even just mean free Instagram content or YouTube content that they share. What kind of content are they sharing, and do you actually find it valuable? And if you are maybe looking at some of their Instagram posts or their stories or their videos, and maybe you like what they're sharing, but it's not really valuable, it's not really educating you, then chances are this might not be an educator or company that you would want to invest more in. But if you do love their free content and the stuff that they're sharing for free, especially if they're sharing a lot of free content, then chances are their free content is just the tip of the iceberg. And when you invest in them by going to their class or their program or going to a retreat, you're gonna get so much more from them, because if they're giving out that much free content for free, imagine what it would be like to work with them when you actually pay them. So often I see a lot of educators share content out there, and it's a lot of fluff. It's not really adding value. It's not really trying to teach something. They're just kind of sharing things here and there about whatever, their life or things in the day, and that can be okay sometimes, but you want to make sure that, like, overall they're actually sharing really good content of stuff that you can learn from. And if you're not really learning from them, then chances are if you invest in their class or their program or whatever the case might be, is you might actually be disappointed because they're not even offering stuff for free, or you're not really even learning anything from them from their regular content. You might actually be disappointed when you invest in them. So definitely a really good question. And if you've never even thought about this, start paying attention to the educators that you're thinking about investing in and look and see what kind of content they're offering on a weekly basis. Second question that you should ask yourself is, do you like their teaching style? So whether this is an educator or a brand, do you resonate with how they teach? So again, are they creating video content, and do you like the way that they teach? Sometimes educators are more visual or more verbal, and you might learn in a different way than somebody else. And so there's definitely gonna be educators or companies or brands that you connect with deeper than you connect with other educators or brands. And so again, being really aware of the content and education they're putting out there, is it something that you connect with and vibe with? So this is a really great opportunity to just do a little bit of research, dig a little bit deeper, and make sure that you actually really connect with their educational style. Question number 3 is, what kind of reviews or testimonials does this educator or brand or class have out there about them? And so again, this might be in the form of a review on the website, or maybe it's a testimonial of somebody who shared about the class. And this doesn't always have to be put out by the educator or brand. This can also just come in the form of people that you follow. So coworkers, or actual getting recommendations from somebody. Maybe you're in a Facebook group and you can ask other people their opinions on classes or workshops they've been to, and really get that unbiased opinion and just get other people's feedback. I think that that is the truly best way to get that, and I think that that can be super helpful when making the decision of whether or not the class is right for you or not. And question number 4 is, what is the ROI for this class? And ROI stands for return on investment. And so I want you to be thinking, can I make my money back from a class like this? I'll be honest, there have been classes that I have wanted to go to in the past, or events that I've wanted to go to because everybody else was going and it looked cool on Instagram and all of that stuff. But what's the return on investment for me? If I'm gonna invest, let's just say $1,000 in a class, am I gonna make that money back and hopefully make more than that back, right? So you always have to be thinking about that, and don't always just go to the class or event that looks cool because everybody else is going and you don't want to have FOMO. You want to make sure that you're investing your education money into really good classes that are going to give you an ROI. Another thing to think about is making sure that you're investing in classes that you will actually use in your business. So for instance, let's say you really want to go to an extension class, but you're not really going to provide extension services in the future, then that might not be the best or wise investment for you. Whereas maybe a haircutting class, because that's what you do and that's what you specialize in, will probably get you a better return on investment because you can raise your prices, things like that, versus an extension class where you might not use the method or what they're teaching. And trust me, I have had to tell myself, okay, right now is not the time to go to that class because you're not going to be offering that service, or you didn't have plans to do it. So there have definitely been times in my business where I've had to step back, or I've had to tell myself, okay, this isn't going to come out of my educational budget because this is a class that is fun, I want to go to with my friends and I want to enjoy it, but it's more just like entertainment. It wasn't necessarily for my education. So I took that out of my personal budget, and that was just something that I personally did. So just be aware of what's the return on investment going to be if you invest in this class, conference, program, whatever the case might be. And one last thing kind of on that subject is, let's say you invest $1,000 into that class. We'll just give that as an example. Are you going to be able to make that money back? So think through, okay, well, maybe if I get, 3 clients that will pay for that $1,000 investment, or whatever the case may be. Maybe you have to get 5 clients to pay for that investment. Will I be able to get 5 new clients from this investment? Will my business grow in that way? And if the answer is yes, then that's going to be a great return on investment, because let's just say $1,000, 5 new clients. Will you get more than 5 new clients? If the answer is yes, then you're going to be making a lot more money, and you'll also be able to probably raise your prices in certain areas as a stylist, because you have a little bit more expertise in that area. So definitely something just to be thinking about when it comes to making a big investment. Now here's the deal. I know that making a big investment in your career can feel scary, especially when it's a number that maybe you've never invested before. And I know so many times that I have actually held myself back from investing in things, or from purchasing the ticket and just doing it, or feeling like, I don't know, there's something holding me back. And so this is a bonus question, but I wanted to ask you, what is holding you back from committing? Maybe it's the fear of the unknown of, well, if I go to this class, will I know anybody? Will I be pushed out of my comfort zone? Will it be scary? Will I actually make that money back? Maybe it's the belief in yourself of, am I actually worth this? Or am I able to actually do this thing or do that, technique, or actually have the success that all the other hairstylists have with this class or this program or whatever the case might be. I know sometimes we hold ourselves back, not just from fears of the unknown, but also beliefs in ourselves that actually limit us from taking that next step and maybe stepping outside of our comfort zone or stepping outside of what we normally would do. We hold ourselves back because we don't feel worth it, or we don't feel like we could actually be successful like we see other hairstylists being. And so if that's you right now, I just want you to really sit with that question of what is holding you back from committing and stepping outside of your comfort zone to go to a class, program, retreat, conference. I know there's a lot of different things probably swirling in your head right now, but I want you to get really clear, and I want you to think about, okay, maybe I have this fear or this belief, but is growing my business more important than the fear of I'm not gonna know anybody, or the fear of am I able to do this, right? Is growing your business more important than that? And I personally think that that has helped me get through sometimes those moments when I'm like, I don't know, should I invest in this? The fear of, will I grow my business, and is growing my business important? It is. And so to me, education is a non-negotiable, and investing in your business in this way is something that I don't even think about anymore. It's something that I have to do in order to get to the next level. It's not a question of if I should take the class, it's when should I take the class and which one am I gonna sign up for. If you are wanting to grow your business as a hairstylist, I will say this right now, you need to invest in education and pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and getting maybe different types of education than you've gotten before. So if you've always taken technique-based education, then maybe it's time to branch out and do something more motivational or inspirational or business related. And maybe if you've only done motivational and inspirational, maybe it's time to get your hands dirty and get a little bit more technique-based education. So I really want you to look at this year and think, okay, what are the classes that I want to invest in? Who do I want to invest in? Do they fit my teaching style? Are they offering education that I love? And what classes am I going to invest in? Not if I'm going to invest, but what classes. Some of you guys actually might not know this, but I co-founded a hairstylist retreat called Ember Retreat, and it's an all-inclusive 4-day, 3-night retreat, and it's actually going to be held in Palm Springs this year. The tickets go on sale on March 1st, 2020, so I know it's just like a couple days before when this video comes out, but I wanted to share about it because I think so often maybe we get in our box about what kind of education that we want to take, and again, is it going to be worth it? Like I said, it is so 100% worth it. And so if you've been thinking about going to an in-person type of deep dive education, Ember Retreat would be so perfect for you. It's geared specifically for women hairstylists and beauty professionals in the beauty industry, and it is just such an amazing time. We have different speakers come in, we do small different workshops, and if you've been looking for just a community of like-minded hairstylists and female entrepreneurs, this place is the place for you. So I'm gonna link the wait list down below. Like I said, tickets go on sale March 1st. We are planning to sell out super quickly because the wait list is actually 4 times as big as it was last year, and last year we sold out the tickets in 3 hours. So we have a feeling that the tickets are gonna go really quickly. So if you wanna get more information or you wanna get on the wait list, I'm gonna link both of those links down below. You can find out more information about them there. But I think that for you, if you're thinking about investing in a different type of education, a retreat or a conference could be something that could be really valuable to you. Another thing that you might not know that I have is called Oh Hot Gram, and it's an online program that walks you through exactly how to grow your business as a hairstylist through Instagram. And so it's a step-by-step program that's completely online, which means you can do it at your own pace. And through the program, I actually guide you personally through the entire program for the first 8 weeks. And so if that's something that you've been kind of curious about, maybe you've only been taking in-person education and you've never experienced an online course or online program, then Oh Hot Gram would be amazing for you. And so I'm also gonna link that down below if you wanna check that out. The doors are actually currently closed when we release this video, but you can get on the wait list there, you can get all the information there. We're actually gonna be opening them in mid-March 2020. And if you're watching this after that, no worries, we will also be releasing it later on this year as well. So make sure to get on the wait list and get all the information there. So to wrap up this video, I just want you to be thinking of what events am I going to be investing in this year? I know I kind of asked that question a little bit earlier, but I want you to get out of your comfort zone and be thinking. There are so many incredible events put on by so many incredible companies and educators out there in the hair industry that I don't want you to limit yourself to thinking that I have to go to an event like I've gone to before. I have to go to a class like I've done before. Get out of your comfort zone, expand, try something new, and I really want you to let me know in the comments what education classes you want to go to this year, because I want to hear exactly where you're going to be. And also, if you're watching this, go ahead to the comments and you can also get some really great ideas down there too. Okay, so I know that I said before I ended this video that I would be sharing with you guys exactly how much money I have spent on education myself this year. And like I said, I'm recording this in early March 2020, and I'll be honest, it's only 3 months into the year. We're like barely into the year, but I personally have already spent $22,000 on education this year. And obviously for some of you, you might be thinking, holy crap, that's a lot of money. And you might not be at the place to spend that kind of money on your business. But like I said, when I talk about how educating and investing in your business is so important, I truly believe that, to the point where I've already spent $22,000 this year, and I plan to spend quite a bit more going through different types of coaching, different types of online programs, different conferences, different events, different retreats. I immerse myself in education because I know how much of an impact it has made in my business. And so I just wanted to share that as like a little transparency behind the scenes here. That might not be possible for you right now, but I want you to start to think of how can I start to incorporate more education and invest more in my business in this kind of way. All right, guys, I know this video was a little bit different than usual, but thank you so much for watching it, and I really hope that it was helpful for you. As always, if you haven't already come over to Instagram and said hi, come on over, send me a DM, let me know what you think about this video. And if you haven't already hit the subscribe button below, like I said, I do videos like this every week, so hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell, make sure that you are notified of every time that I release a new video. And last but not least, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and I'll see you guys next time.